there are various trends associated with postcolonial studies. And another important trends associated with postcolonial studies is the study of the meta-narrative. Meta-narrative is actually grand narrative. It is an overarching storyline. Actually, the storyline is an overarching storyline, like the Bible, Quran, Mahabharata, Don Quixote, and such kind of works are to be considered as meta-narratives. An overarching storyline will be there. And the overarching storyline gives context and meaning and purpose to all of life. Everything will be discussed in the meta-narrative. Meta-narrative discusses matters on an abundance in a large number. It's a big picture actually that unites all smaller themes, and there are tens of thousands of smaller themes included in the meta-narrative, and umpteen number of individual stories can also be found in a meta-narrative. And in a novel and in a story we come to find a single theme is discussed. Sometimes there may be a subplot also, the main plot and a few subplots. But in a meta-narrative there will be thousands and thousands of parables and individual stories. For example, in the Bible we come to find thousands of parables. And the theme was brought into prominence by the French philosopher Jean-Francois LYOTARD. And we remember the name of Jean-Lyotard, L-Y-O-T-A-R-D, Jean-Francois LYOTARD, the French philosopher. And he introduced the theme meta-narrative in his book, The Postmodern Condition, a Report on Knowledge. In his 1979 book entitled The Postmodern Condition, a Report on Knowledge, presents the idea of the meta-narrative. A meta-narrative speaks of absolute universal truth, and it is the opposite of individual narrative. As such, a meta-narrative stands against the postmodern concept of placing what is true for me and what is the thing that gives me meaning to my life. And these all are the postmodern concepts. What is true for me should be read by me, and what gives meaning to my life is to be taken into consideration or is to be read and understood. And against the postmodern concept of what is true for me, meta-narrative stands. Meta-narrative incorporates many number of individual tales and storylines, and it speaks of absolute universal truth also. If there is absolute universal truth discussed in a heavy volume, normally the meta-narratives are heavy in size, and it is opposite to the individual narrative. In the postmodern times we come to find the individual narrative. And in the individual narrative there will be a limitation to the theme, and there is no possibility of speaking about the things around the earth, and so a wide variety of things are not introduced in a modern kind of novel or an independent novel. Meta-narrative is just the opposite of individualistic narrative, and there is no scope for the postmodern reader to identify what is true for him and what gives meaning to his life. And the best examples of the meta-narrative are the Bible, the Quran, and the Vedic books of the various countries like Mahabharata, Talmud for the Jews. And Don Quixote is also to be cited as an example because it also incorporates various stories. There are multiple number of stories incorporated in Don Quixote. But as a literary critic, Jean-Francois Lyotard rejected the idea of the meta-narrative, and actually he never liked the idea of the meta-narrative as a postmodern critic, literary critic and theorist. Lyotard developed the term meta-narrative, but never stood in support of meta-narrative, and we can say that he rejected the idea of meta-narrative. Remember the name of Jean-Francois Lyotard. So actually we have to remember a few names connected with the postmodern theories, postcolonialist theories. So with the new historicism, we come to find the name of Stephen Greenblatt, the American expert on Shakespeare. And in the area of the cultural studies, we come to find the name of Stuart Hall, the one who started cultural studies in the Birmingham Center for Contemporary Cultural Studies in the UK. And in eco-criticism, we come to remember the name of Choril Glotfelty. Choril Glotfelty, the one who wrote Eco-Criticism Reader. And we also remember the name of William Ruckert, the first person who spoke of eco-criticism in his book Literature and Ecology. And in queer theory, we come to find the name of Teresa de Lauretis, the Italian feminist and film theorist who first introduced the term queer theory. And in the case of trauma theory, we remember the name of Cathy Caruth, the one who introduced the term trauma theory. And in the theory of new feminism, we come to remember the name of Adam Kostakis, who developed the term gynocentrism, and Elaine Showalter, who developed the term gynocriticism. In new historicism, I told you, we remember the name of Stephen Greenblatt, Raymond Williams, and Michel Foucault also. And in cultural studies, we remember the name of Stuart Hall, F.R. Lewis, Raymond Williams, and Hogarth. And in the public sphere, we come to remember the name of Jürgen Habermas, the German philosopher. And in meta-narrative, we remember the name of Jean-Francois Lyotard, the French philosopher who developed the term but never stood in support of the theory of the meta-narrative and never supported writing meta-narrative. He actually preferred independent tales, not meta-narrative, as a literary critic. And these are the things that we remember from this area. Thank you.